Can you all hear me? Am I audible? I don't think I'm on mute. Mic to on hai. I'm making sure that my mic is actually a little loud. Okay, fine. Okay. Good, 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 good. Sometimes my mic likes to misbehave, which is why I like to double check and triple check and quadruple check. Good, good, good. Great. How's everyone doing? How are you all? By the way, Ketan, no need to call me sir. You can call me Krunal. That's perfectly fine. And by the way, in case anyone has attended any of my previous streams, you might be wondering, "Ye kaun aa gaya?" Uh, Generally, when I shave and when I get a haircut, everyone's like, "Who is this? Are you Krunal's younger brother or something?" But no, I, uh, I would say that when I shave, I lose 10 years of my age, and I'm not very old to begin with. So basically, when I shave, I look like a kid. So, isliye, whenever there's anything serious, I never shave. So people think I'm actually older. No shave November prep. No, I don't think I'll do that. I think I will shave, or at least I'll trim in November. Maybe I'll do Movember. Let's see. Hi Lokesh, how's everyone doing? Good. So the objective of today, आज का agenda जो है is actually a live market analysis, and as such, I will be sharing my screen right now, or we will look at the markets live. That's the entire objective. We were to do it at 3 today, but because of some problems, we had to shift to a 3:10 schedule. Or 3:30 was the registered one, but actually it was supposed to happen at 3. So there was actually some error, which is why we had to, quickly change the timing. And also, thankfully, the team at Creator was prompt enough that they were able to, tweak the timings fatafat, and that's why we are able to look at the markets live right now. And I feel it's a very good, very important time to look at the markets, because what can we see here? क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? Right? We can see 1516 here, which means this candle happened after 1515. So this is the 1510 candle, 15:05 candle, and 1500 candle. Meaning exact 3 बजे हम लोग ने एक sharp fall देखा है, and that fall actually created a new low for the day. Right? It created a new low for the day. In general, we were seeing today's bias was on the downside. Downside momentum jaisa dekh rahe the. The bias that we saw was on the downside. We were seeing prices tending to go lower on the, making new lows basically. So this, you can say, is lower highs and lower lows. Okay, because the highs are getting lower and the lows are also getting lower. Again, I'm just explaining all of this multiple times because I know that many of us are actually just starting out. And if you're just starting out, all of this can be a little intimidating at first. That's why I want to make sure that if you've never even heard of what a stock market is, at least you will get something out of today's video. That's the objective. So overall, what are we seeing? हम लोग देख रहे हैं 5-minute chart पे है, and I'm going to make sure YouTube is live as well. Yes, YouTube is live. 5-minute chart पर है, which means all of these candles show 5-minute price intervals. हम लोग देख सकते हैं there was a gap up. ये gap up का मतलब क्या है? Yesterday at 3:30, this is where prices had closed. Overnight, because of some reasons, prices actually went up. Now, if you want to see that analysis of mine, you can go on my YouTube channel. If you just go to Stock Markets with KR YouTube, then you'll see this Nifty Banknifty analysis with levels. So ये video देख लेना and you'll get an idea what my view was heading into today. And in that, you might find out why this gap up exactly happened. So a gap up हुआ. After that, what did we see? We saw prices holding for a bit. थोड़ा ऊपर गया, थोड़ा नीचे गया. But then what we saw was straight away a lower high, meaning that prices were not able to really, sustain higher levels. And we saw a lower high with the opening low being broken. So yeah, itself is one big clue, I would say, that the momentum or the bias that we can say is with the bears today. और उसके बाद हम लोग ने देखा prices fell. We saw a bit of a pullback here at 620. 620 is a very important support and resistance zone, meaning basically 620 can act as a barrier or it can act as a good floor. So that level, wahan se hum log ne ek resistance dekha, and then we are seeing prices falling. So as of now, typically the average price is like the last 30-minute ka average. The closing price is the last 30-minute ka average. And with that, what we can see is ki yahan pe aur yahan pe range ban raha hai. So I would say likely close is somewhere in this region itself. So I would say around 550 to 570 seems to be where prices might close. I'm saying might because if this candle goes crazy or upar chale jata hai, if we see this level being broken, then maybe we see a close around 580. But certainly 600 ke upar close nahi hoga ye. And that will show that, after 2 days of trying to close above 600, today the prices have failed again. And that will not be a very pleasant sign. That will not be a very bullish sign. So Nifty कुछ ऐसा लग रहा है in general. If we see Nifty future and Nifty spot the behavior between them, they are not really looking that confidence inspiring. So if you aren't aware what that is, theek hai, no problem. Not the end of the world. As long as you understand what we are trying to do today, I think it's fine. Specificities mein mat jana. If you get into the specifics too much, then you might actually feel like you're a little in over yourself, which is not true. यहाँ पर ओवरऑल हम देख सकते हैं दैट दिस रीजन इन जनरल विच इज फ्रॉम आई वुड से 400 टू 700 का जो रफली 300 पॉइंट का जो रेंज बना है यहाँ पे, दिस रेंज इज लाइकली टू आई वुड से डिक्टेट द कमिंग मंथ और टू का मूवमेंट. व्हाई एम आई सेइंग दिस? बिकॉज इफ वी लुक एट द ओवरऑल प्राइस मूवमेंट अप टिल हियर, हम लोग देख सकते हैं दैट सिंस नवंबर और सो, which is practically since 1 year, prices have 1 year 10 months jitna, prices have typically gone like this. Utna kuch khas nahi dikha rahe hame, right? They have gone down, they have not really gone up consistently. Uske baad hum log ne ek aisa run dekha hai which is practically shown this previous move its place, because people were expecting this to be a start of a bear market, yet we have actually gone up. Now that being said, ये लेवल अब तक क्रॉस नहीं हुआ है, which is 18,000 pretty much. 18,000 अगर क्रॉस करता, then things would be different. One could have actually said that okay, the previous high has been taken out, there's a new 52-week high being formed, and maybe that means ki the bears are no longer really fighting for it. But that's not the case. We saw that yahi se niche aa gaya hai. Now if we see this approximately 800 700 to 800 ka level acting as a resistance and prices turning down from here, I feel that the overall bias of the market might shift again towards the downside, क्योंकि हम लोग एक lower high देख रहे होंगे. We will see a break of this level as well. And since the overall market is following that structure, maybe it might be tempted to follow that as well. So on a more macro basis, that would be my view. अगर हम लोग strictly intraday की बात करते हैं, then quite frankly not much to talk about. We are in a range. We can see कि कल के last hour के fall के अंदर we are still trading at, and if we see here, then we can see this level in general, which is around 500, is being held with resistance coming in around here. So I would say ये दो ranges के बीच में it is likely to move, and it might stay sideways for some time. Once this is broken, then we can say अच्छा okay, यहाँ पे likely move आ सकता है. So overall my view would be that. And if we talk about the banks now, in the meanwhile, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. Which share is a good to invest for tomorrow? Tomorrow the markets are closed, Ramesh ji. So tomorrow no share is good to invest in, because the markets will be shut on Saturday. But if you are asking for Monday, it is 15:23 right now. This is not the time to make new decisions, because अगर आपको ऐसे कोई shares खरीदने हैं, you should be active right from 3 p.m. onwards. That is called BTST trading, in case anyone's wondering. I did share some picks for that as well, but then I stopped it because market in general thoda volatile hai. In such a volatile market, I did not want to share something which is a little risky in my view, especially for beginners, which is why I'm not going to really talk about that too much. अगेन आई वांट यू टू नो द रीजन. ऐसा नहीं बोलना कि अच्छा नहीं ये मैं नहीं करूंगा. आई वांट यू टू नो एग्जैक्टली व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दैट, सो दैट you yourself understand that okay, if this is what this guy is thinking, maybe I can think along those lines, or maybe that is something I can get behind. So that's my thought process. For Bank Nifty हम लोग देख सकते हैं निफ्टी जैसा ही है, similar है, except Bank Nifty is a little more positive. We can see this general region right here, which is around 39,200, was the previous top of sorts after the ATH. और हम लोग ने देखा था कि that level was actually taken out. Once that was taken out, I feel now we are still in a similar sort of state of flux, just like Nifty is. क्योंकि अगर ये एक टॉप बन जाता है और हम ये एक हाई देखते हैं, and this becomes a lower high, and prices once again break the 38,000 level, I feel then the indices are likely to head lower, maybe down till here also, I would say, in the coming months, or in the coming month or two at least. And the basis for that is because अभी यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा failure दिखा रहा है, and if it really had momentum, then it would have already broken this level. Yet that has not really happened. So I would say कि things are still a little, cautious. I would say worth being cautious. The slope is still a little, the path is still a little slippery, I would say. अगर हम लोग बात करते हैं levels की for Bank Nifty, then I will say that one general good area is this, which is where it's at right now, around 38,900 के आसपास. If that is broken, then maybe this region right here, which happens to be around 38,600, might be important. On the upside, what we have seen is that this resistance comes into picture 39,200 or so, and after that we have seen some resistance from around 39,400. So these would be my levels for Bank Nifty. अगर आप levels follow करते हो तो ये levels रहेंगे. If you don't follow levels, if you aren't sure what these lines basically are, what we are trying to say is कि अगर यहाँ से bounce होता है, then it is likely to come down somewhere around here. If it breaks this, then it is likely to come down from somewhere around here. And if it comes down, if it breaks this, then maybe यहाँ से bounce करेगा. So this is what I mean by the levels, just so everyone is aware of them. Okay. Any questions? Yes, Ramesh ji. Next week I understood. I was just being a little humorous, but I hope you understand why I'm not talking about those levels. हाय हरिशंकर जी, हाय हार्दिक जी. निफ्टी में कौन सी फ्रेश कॉल लेनी चाहिए? हार्दिक जी फिलहाल तो आई वुड से कॉल पुट दोनों में प्रवेश नहीं करना चाहिए. कारण ये है कि आई फील अभी मार्केट थोड़ा सा इनडिसाइसिव है. अगर सिर्फ निफ्टी के बारे में बात करते हैं हम, तो 600 के नीचे हमें क्लोजिंग दे रहा है, और आई वुड से कि सिंस उसने 600 फिर से रिजेक्ट किया है, इट डज नॉट लुक दैट कॉन्फिडेंस इंस्पायरिंग, और उसी कारण से मैं कहूंगा इस समय तो हमें कॉल नहीं लेनी चाहिए. ठीक है, अगर सोमवार को भाव ऊपर भी जाता है, मानते हैं सोमवार को भाव ऊपर जाके इस इलाके में भी आ जाता है ओपन के आसपास, मैं फिर भी वैसा ही कहूंगा कि उससे अच्छा है कि सोमवार को ही हम देखेंगे कि कैसा प्राइस एक्शन बन रहा है, और उसके ऊपर से हम कॉल या पुट के बारे में सोचेंगे. अभी फिलहाल तो मेरे हिसाब से वी शुड नॉट really look at a fresh position in calls or puts. Again, my personal opinion, I can be wrong, I might be wrong, I might not be wrong, so keep that in mind. So yeah, Nifty Bank Nifty का view वो था. anyone has any questions? कोई किसी को कुछ पूछना है? If not, we will start looking at the specific stocks. I'll show you some stats on NSE's website as well. अगर आज एक्चुअली बात करते हैं वन ऑफ द की ड्रैगर्स की, एंड दिस हैपेंस टू बी अ वेरी फ्रीक्वेंट अकरेंस, आई वुड से इट्स एक्चुअली रिलायंस. नाउ टिपिकली रिलायंस क्या होता है, when Nifty overall starts looking positive, especially this has been happening for the past few months, when Nifty starts looking positive, Reliance will actually hold it hostage. किस हिसाब से बोल रहा हूं मैं, यहां पर हम देख सकते हैं things were looking fine, but suddenly things shifted and Reliance traded practically for the entire day below its previous low, 2620 पे, which is not a bad level in itself. But you can imagine कि अगर ये यहाँ की जगह यहाँ पे होता, basically if it would be around plus 50 points or so, then Nifty would have definitely been around just because of Reliance. तो आप सोच सकते हो कि रिलायंस ने हॉस्टेज होल्ड किया, दैट इज वन ऑफ द रीजंस व्हाई 600 के नीचे हम लोग क्लोजिंग देख रहे हैं. एंड क्लियरली if we don't see the same amount of bullishness happening, maybe we might not really see nifty holding above 600 in general. यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं for Reliance this has been an important resistance. हम लोग ने बात की थी इस लेवल की पहले भी, एंड आई वुड से अभी अगर ये जोन जो है अराउंड 2600 का अगर उसे होल्ड नहीं कर पाता, देन थोड़ी सी डाउनसाइड हो सकती है लगभग 100 पॉइंट की, विच इज अराउंड 5%. ऑन अ वेरी बैक ऑफ द एनवेलप कैलकुलेशन अगर करते हैं तो 3 to 5% का डाउनसाइड हो सकता है. एंड इफ 3 to 5% का डाउनसाइड रिलायंस में देखते हैं, देन इन दैट केस आई वुड से निफ्टी माइट एक्चुअली कम क्लोजर टू दिस लेवल. अगर ऐसा एक्चुअली होता है तो विच इज अराउंड 400, बिकॉज द मार्केट इन जनरल माइट रिएक्ट इन सच वे. हाँ, अगर हम लोग देखते हैं जो दूसरे हाई वेटेड स्टॉक्स है, फॉर एग्जांपल HDFC बैंक, व्हिच इज एक्चुअली नॉट एट अ बैड प्लेस. यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं इट हैज ब्रोकन दिस लेवल एंड इट इज ट्राइंग टू पुल बैक एंड बाउंस फ्रॉम हियर. अगर ये यहाँ से ऊपर जाता है देन इट विल बी अ गुड साइन. बट अगर वैसा नहीं होता, then the most of the burden will be on Reliance to actually lift the market, and I doubt it will be able to do that. IT भी हम लोग देख रहे हैं अंडर परफॉर्म कर रहा है. जनरली IT also is able to pull up the market, but हम लोग देख सकते हैं from the highs if we see, this was the high of IT Infosys, हम लोग देख सकते हैं it is already down around 7%, which is not a small amount. हम लोग देख सकते हैं PSU की लीडर जो SBI है, which actually did fairly well on 23rd August, वो भी थोड़ा सा टॉप आउट कर रही है. इनफैक्ट व्हाट वी आर सीइंग इज द स्टार्ट ऑफ अ फ्लैग पैटर्न. सो अगर ये फ्लैग पैटर्न बनता है एंड इफ वी सी द फ्लैग बीइंग ब्रोकन, लेट्स से यहाँ पे, then I feel it might have a good upside, and then Banknifty might actually hold above 39,000 very easily. अभी जैसे थोड़ा हेजिटेट करके कर रहा है, आई फील इट विल होल्ड वेल अबव 39,000 इजीली अगर SBI का ये फ्लैग ब्रेकआउट हो जाता है. सो some views in general on some top stocks hai. Sure, we can look at the stocks. By the way, the market has short, so it is 1531. 1530 को market बंद होता है, more specifically 1529.29. so let's take a look at some more stocks. Titan overall अच्छा दिख रहा है. I would say it's gone up a fair bit, but प्रॉब्लम कहाँ आ जाती है टाइटन के लिए, इसकी ये वाला जो इलाका है ना अराउंड 2530, 2540, दिस इज वेयर प्रीवियसली इट हैड फॉलन फ्रॉम. तो अगर आप देखते हो यहीं से, यही जोन से उसने थोड़ा सा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन देखा था एंड देन इट फेल फ्रॉम 2500 डाउन टू 2000, व्हिच इज व्हाट 20%, राइट. 20% जितना फॉल देखा हम लोग ने यहाँ पे. सो वही जोन में फिर से आ चुका है नाउ. क्लियरली इफ इट इज एबल टू गो अप फ्रॉम दैट लेवल, नथिंग लाइक इट. बट अगर यहाँ से वो थोड़ा सा भी हेजिटेशन देखता है, देन आई फील मे बी इट माइट बी इंचिंग टुवर्ड्स द डाउन साइड, एटलीस्ट एक पुल बैक के दौर पे. सन फार्मा हम देख सकते हैं इट इज अप्रोचिंग द 50 and 200 MA लाइन. At this stage, I am not sure if it inspires a lot of confidence, to be honest, क्योंकि हम लोग देख सकते हैं मार्च में हाई बनाया था, नीचे गया, रिजेक्ट किया. अब अगर ये लेवल होल्ड करता है विच इज अराउंड 845 और 850, एंड इफ इट बाउंसेस देन आई फील इट स्टिल हैज सम चांस. बट अगर ये तोड़ता है देन आई फील इट विल रियली शो कि around 900 or so was its top for at least the meanwhile. उसके बाद देखते हैं क्या होता है. बट एटलीस्ट एज ऑफ नाउ आई वुड से नॉट रियली वर्थ एंटरिंग. इन जनरल जब भी मार्केट ऐसा होता है, आई ट्राई टू keep as much money in cash as much as possible. Reason being क्या है उसका, because if you have cash in such a market, then you are actually the richest person. In which sense, because if the markets fall further, तो आपके पास वो अपॉर्चुनिटी पे एक्ट करने का कैपिटल रहेगा, एंड देयर इज नथिंग बेटर देन दैट. सो आई वुड से if you have profit making positions, if good quality stocks fall a certain amount, और नीचे आ जाते हैं, समझो हम देखते हैं रिलायंस को डेली चार्ट पे, रिलायंस समझो यहाँ पे आ जाता है, हाइपोथेटिकल सिनारियो 2370 पे आ जाता है, which is a very good level for Reliance. Maybe at that level I would be interested in looking at that, not at 2580, purely because वो मेरा रिस्क मैनेजमेंट क्राइटेरिया में फुलफिल नहीं करता वो, and my personal system does not allow for that. So again, I would say Titan, Sun Pharma are similar stocks in that अगर काफी नीचे आते हैं then I feel I would be interested in actually looking into them, but as they stand I would say not really tempting for me. Hindalco देख लेते हैं. Hindalco will be the last stock for today. Hindalco, if I remember correctly, there's something, I think dividend, I think I just got a Hindalco dividend only. Hindalco मेरे holdings में भी है. Hindalco मेरे holdings में भी, I think I got a Hindalco का dividend message only. Let me see. If I did, then it would be pretty interesting timing. Yes, Hindalco का dividend आया था. So good, good that you mentioned this stock. यहाँ पे भी हम लोग देख सकते हैं actually that this level right here, this level right here is acting as a resistance, और हम सपोर्ट को लगभग यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं. आई वुड से दिस इज नॉट दैट बैड ऑफ अ लेवल टू लुक एट हिंडाल्को एट, बट अगेन अगर वो इसे तोड़ता है देन एज अ ब्रेकआउट ट्रेड श्योर मे बी, but I feel in that case also it might face resistance from the 200 MA. Ideal time to buy, if you ask me, then I would say maybe somewhere here at 354 or so. 20 MA तोड़ा था उसने, or maybe somewhere around here at 370, and that is because it had broken its 50 MA. Now typically what I have observed, stocks like these moving averages के हिसाब से अगर जाते हो then they can give a reasonable return, especially when they have fallen down a little. So that would be my view on Hindalco. Any other stocks? Do we have anything on YouTube? Nope. Just Hari Shankar ji and Hardik ji have asked questions that we covered. Now talking about the overall data for today, हम लोग देखते हैं very quickly. Let's see what things are looking like. We can see VIX नीचे आया है by around 7%. This is a very significant number, I would say. VIX नीचे आया है. Prices have also come down as we saw. In a way, अगर हम लोग देखते हैं 0.21 पॉजिटिव पे मत जाओ. मेरे गले का स्टॉप लॉस अभी चालू हो गया है. Typically half an hour, 40 minutes is the limit for me that I can go talking without sipping on some water like this. But यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं even though prices were falling a little, ended up above or right at previous close, still हम लोग देख सकते हैं VIX is down by 7%. This is a very, very big number, I would say, especially given the context. So मेरे ख्याल से maybe the market was in a way at least to some extent expecting this fall, and maybe since ये fall हुआ है, the uncertainty has reduced, maybe वो एक चीज हो सकती है. We can also see on the daily chart, good coincidence, 20 MA is where Nifty is at. So 20 MA is the first sort of क्या बोलते हैं border patrol of the trend. मतलब अगर ट्रेंड अप है तो हम लोग टिपिकली देखेंगे कि 20 MA के आसपास से हम लोग बाउंस देखेंगे, या 20 MA के आसपास से रेजिस्टेंस देखेंगे. And this is something you can observe in your free time as well when you aren't looking at the charts or something. But 20 MA को आप observe कर सकते हो, and right now we can see Nifty at 20 MA. So that is another bonus piece of information. Banknifty का कुछ ऐसा है. Sectors की बात अगर करते हैं, then for the sectors we can see consumer durables did very well, metals have done very well, and this is the overall sector list. Nifty gainers, Nifty losers. iSure Motors is down by a fair bit. हम यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं बैंक निफ्टी लूजर्स, बैंक निफ्टी गेनर्स. iSure Motors का by the way CFO I believe has resigned, maybe that's why we're seeing it falling, but this is the list for bank nifty as well. So this was, I think, it. Any questions, any more questions, please let me know. क्या आपके कोई और questions है? IDFC, okay, IDFC, so that will be the last stock. IDFC Limited, ठीक है. I mean, see, people can call this a breakout. People can call that a breakout. But we can see यहाँ पे top आ रहा है. The top is approaching now. If it's able to clear this top, very good. But again, I would typically not buy such stocks purely because मेरे को जमता नहीं. I feel it is not a very good risk reward proposition buying at highs. I know it works. I works reasonably well for a lot of people, but personally speaking, I try to look for a pullback and then buy over there. So in that case, I'm not sure मेरा opinion कितना useful होगा आपके लिए. But again, this is what I see. हम लोग यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं in general this zone worked. We can see here that there is a resistance. So yeah, in a way, breakout here, but we can also see it's range bound. So I would say next week should be a good decider for IDFC. अगर हम लोग 70 के ऊपर देखते हैं, then sure it's a great sign. अगर हम लोग उसे नीचे आके देखते हैं, maybe around that 65-ish level, then not a good sign. So let's see how things go. And yeah, I think that's about it for this week's live stream. Do you do options? Amer, I do options, but these days I've reduced the frequency of options because of my CFA prep. So before all that, I was active in option strategies, naked options, all of that. But these days, typically, I have transitioned into being more of a swing trader, at least at this stage. So yeah. Any other questions, please feel free to ask me. Any other questions, feel free to ask me. Cool. I think we're good for that then. HDFC Bank analysis. Let's see. I mean, there's honestly not much to say. हम लोग ने देखा था as we discussed in the market analysis also. Right now, I feel the level where it's at now. I'll show you. Wait. Yeah, my screen is not sharing. I'm sharing it right now. Thanks for letting me know though. Yeah, यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं it's at a good level, I'd say, because good level मतलब important level, because in general ये जो red पट्टा है ना 1460 के आसपास का, it has acted as a support and a resistance. So if it's able to actually bounce up from here, maybe around 1480 के ऊपर, then I feel it will show very good promise, and then I feel this 1530 line that I have marked might be achieved. Otherwise, if it actually falls from this level, I would say एक टारगेट यहाँ पे हो सकता है हमारा 1415 के आसपास, which is around 50 points down from the current level. So let's see. No other views on HDFC Bank at this stage. Again, buy sell ka at this stage I would hold tight. Cash is very कीमती at this stage, I would say. So I feel cash is a very very important asset, more valuable than many other stocks. So yeah, आज के लिए इतना ही था. I'll see you in the next live stream. We'll have it very very soon. And until then, happy trading, happy analysis. I'll see you in the next. And thank you very much for attending. Make sure you follow me on Creator. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you, Ketan ji. I appreciate it. This is my YouTube channel. I hope you are all subscribed, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you and take care.